Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yesha if you're new here. Today we'll be discussing what really sets residency programs apart from each other and how you can figure this out while you're trying to figure out where to apply. So if this is interesting to you, please keep watching. So this is hard, right? Like I feel like all residency programs kind of put their best foot forward on their websites, on their social media, like everyone's having so much fun, all the residents get along, and everyone's doing research and all this other stuff. So how do you really tell them apart? And I think there are a few ways to do this and things that you can look for depending on what your interests are. The first thing is try to go to a place with a lot of money to invest into its residents. Now, what do I mean by that? And how can you tell? It is challenging. I'm not going to lie and say it's easy to figure that out, but there are things that you can kind of see on the outside, from an outsider perspective, to see how much is a program really investing into its residents. Easy things to look for are like, what resources do they give you? What is their book fund like? Like that's literally a monetary value. And that can quickly give you an idea of what they are putting into their residency program. Other things that they can look for are like, what programs do they have? What type of leadership positions are residents in, for example? Like are they able to get involved at the hospital level? And are they willing to make opportunities for residents that want them? So I think these are really important questions to ask on your interview day, because that will tell you how much the program is investing into its residents. And that's really important for resident well-being, for pursuing the interests that you want, like things that you're actually interested in, and making sure that you end up having a really good experience. So, and getting what you want out of the program, right? So just try to take a look and see like how much our program is really investing into the residents. And of course, asking around can help too. Talking to other residents from nearby programs and stuff can help give you an idea of like how much our program is really investing. Because I think the more money, I don't want to say it's directly correlated to money, but it is true. Like if the program has money and GME funding, the residents are more likely to get the things they want out of the program. At least this is how I feel as a current resident. I definitely feel like that there is some correlation to that. So something to look out for at least. Similarly, you want to see that a program has the interests, the things that you want to do. So if you're interested in informatics, going to a community hospital may not give you the experience that you want in informatics. So make sure you go to a place that really has the tracks or the things that interest you. Now, something I can really, that's at the top of my mind right now, is the Vanderbilt. They just had a diversity, equity, and inclusion, what's the word? Was it a grant or it was some endowment? It was an endowment, and it was of $1 million. And I think that in and of itself tells you that Vanderbilt is committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And if you're someone who's interested in that, that's a great program for you. And I'm not saying that because like I have no ties to Vanderbilt at all. But my point is, looking out for things like that on social media can help clue you into what the program is investing in. And if you're interested in those things, those are the types of places that you're going to want to go. So if there is a program that's highly involved with AI and they have a lot of programs related to that, then that's a place that you want to be. If you are interested in diversity, equity, and inclusion, then look for places that have a specific diversity, equity, and inclusion program. I know MGH has one, Vanderbilt has one, and there's so many others. But make sure that you're looking out for those things too. If you're interested in research, make sure that the research that you want to do exists at the places that you're applying. While it is always true that you can start something wherever you go, I mean, it's always easier to just jump in head first, because that means the program already has the resources, it already has created a plan to like carry out certain things, and it's probably just overall easier and less burden on you alone to start something. So if you're really interested in women in radiology, then go to a place that already has an existing women in radiology group, for example. And so, sorry, this is kind of like long-winded, but it's really important for you to think about yourself. If you're interested in med ed, whatever it is, make sure you look for that in the residency programs that you're applying to and factor that into your rank list, because ultimately you want to be able to pursue the things that actually interest you. Similarly, you're going to want to take a look at where like past residents have gone for fellowship, because you want to see like, the way I think about it is you want to see yourself and some of the alumni, right? Like you want to see like, where am I going to end up in 5-10 years? So taking a look at that list can help you see if that's a place that you want to be. For example, if you live in Chicago and you want to stay in Chicago forever, making sure that Northwestern has the fellowship that you want is really important, or not Northwestern, but whatever program that you're at has the fellowship that you want or sends people to programs in the area is going to be really important for you in making a residency decision. that's just one example, but like for me, for example, it was really important. I wanted to go into breast imaging, and it was really important for me to look at the fellowship match everywhere that I interviewed. And for some people, if you do want to stay at the same institution, then make sure you go to a place with that fellowship program. You see what I'm saying? That's going to be important for you as well, just so that you can kind of get that experience. And I think it's really important for you to look to the alumni, look to see what they're doing, and envision yourself in that position 5-10 years from now and see, like, will I be happy? Will I be happy being in academics? Will I be happy not being in academics? And obviously you can change those paths, but obviously like big academic programs want to create big academic radiologists too. So, and obviously you can change paths. I mean, down the line, you don't have to always go to an academic job after you graduate from an academic program, but just kind of generally seeing the types of things that the alumni are doing will give you a good idea of what's in store for you in your career. The last thing I want to talk about is program culture. Now, I know everyone says in radiology, everyone is nice, everyone is this, we all call each other by our first names. I mean, everyone says the same things, but it's really important for you on your end to do homework and see what is the program culture really like. There have been a few posts on Reddit recently about programs that are really malignant. I think now with the spreadsheet, which is like, gone and not gone, I don't know where it is this year, but with all of the ways to communicate this year, it's very easy to figure out which programs have a better culture and better life than others. And you should utilize that information when making your rank list. Don't ignore it. Don't think that other people are lying, and always verify what you're reading. But make sure you take into account the culture, because there are some programs where you're just not going to be that happy if you end up there. And I'm not saying the same programs are horrible for the same people. Maybe you yourself have specific things that you don't want or you do want. So make sure you look at those things. But I would say program culture is really important. You do not want to be at a place where the residents are in charge of the list. You don't want to be at a place where, you're expected to do like everything on call, etc. Like as in like procedure wise. That's just, it doesn't. While everyone will say that this is what makes a good radiologist and this is how you learn, etc., there's definitely a balance to that. And you want to make sure that you're enjoying your 4 years while also working hard and learning a lot, So for me, that's really important. Look at the culture. I mean, I personally love the culture of my program. I think it's definitely, while everyone says everyone is nice, I think it's on the nicer side of nice. Like, it's definitely a scale. And we are like among the probably nicest programs that you'll ever deal with. And knowing kind of where each program lies on that scale from kindness to like malignant, I think will help at least in making some rank list decisions when it comes time for you to make your list. So hopefully that was helpful. It was kind of long-winded, I apologize, but I am really passionate about this and I want everyone to make a really good decision for themselves on where they want to go. I think it's really important to have a happy 4 years and not just a 4 years of hard work. So I hope that this helps you do that. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.